The main event from Madison Square Garden in New York, middleweight 10-round bout, the former middleweight champion of the world at 159 pounds, Rocky Graziano, versus from Youngstown, Ohio, at 149 pounds, Tony Janiro. And from a neutral corner, your host, the undefeated world's heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano, sparring with the king of pantomime, that man mountain, Zero Mostel.
Well, we had a fiscal year. It was a good year.
Are you old school? You're watching the main event on ESPN Classic.
And my guest, Zero Mostel, a man I've had more off-scene meetings with than most comedians and lovers.
Yeah, Rocky means that we used to meet very often at the site of your training and
Right.
Gross Singers. And we'd get rid of our sour cream poisoning by meeting backstage and talking over about his fight. He was always in marvelous shape, Rocky, weren't you?
I've always wanted to find out from Zero about the business of acting, about theater, about movies, because I've seen you in a few movies. But all you ever wanted to talk about was fights.
Yes, I love to talk about fights. I always had a great time with fighters. I remember Tony Canzaneri, whom I love, may he rest in peace. He was I used to get a history of boxing. He was quite a student of boxing. He knew everyone's record, whoever lived. And I said to him, how did you beat a guy like Chocolate? He says, oh yeah, he says, he was tough. He had a little head, little shoulders, and a little stomach. There was nowhere to hit him. So I said, how'd you beat him? He says, I hit him in the little head, and I hit him in the little stomach, I hit him in the little shoulders, and I beat him. He was wonderful.
See, I'd like to digress. I'd like to just tell the audience what a great pantomime actor you are. I know you're referred to as the second chaplain, and we all know what you've done in this new play you've
There's
made.
nothing wrong with the first chaplain, I'll tell you. He was good, too. You know, the pantomime, by the way, has a great deal to do with boxing. It has the same problem. You know, actually, it's a pantomimic kind of struggle when you fight. What you do is you feint your opponent out, you use pantomime, you look to the side, you hit him then. Pantomime is the same thing. Pantomime is a sly thing. You know, we once did, with that great actor Sam Jaffe, a pantomimic thing of a method actor, boxing, you know. A method actor is a type of actor who has a history of his character and he wants to know where his father and mother is. Even though it's not in the play, he wants to know who his relatives were, how he felt at this time, why he hates the person he does. So therefore, it's very involved in himself. I have a great idea. Let's you and I do the method fighters. Come on. And remember, we think our parts. We just don't hit anybody. We think, why are we hitting? What is the result of the blow? What will happen? Let's go. That'll settle pantomime for all time. By the way, Rocky, how's your lovely wife and child?
Just fine. How's your two kids?
My kids, my two kids have grown to here. Joshua, who is 14, is 5'11", weighs 190 pounds, and he just leans on me or gives me a little chop like this, and I can't move my arm for it.
A prospect.
You know, the most wonderful thing about my children was said by my wife. When she was once yelling at my little kid, when he was a little boy, Joshua, and she said to him something. He said, I'm leaving home, and I'm never coming back, and goodbye. And she said, no, you stay, I go. And it's true, looking at me dead in the eye. And Tobias, the little one, is a maniac. He is in love with wildlife. We have rock python. I'm sitting reading the paper, and there's a lake behind me. Fat. It's getting fatter all the time. Scary to live there.
There's the bell for the main event, a welterweight battle between Tony Janiro and Rocky Graziano. We'll see Rocky show us the stuff champions are made of as he defends himself from a ring-wise Tony Janiro. Madison Square Garden, 1950. Let me tell you about it as I saw it. Here's Graziano coming into the ring, and there's some excitement in the garden tonight. But if Rocky's gonna keep it like this, he has to win this one big. Here's Tony. He's only a kid, but he's lived big since he started boxing. He's a rounder. It's been 2 years since Graziano lost the middleweight title. People love to see him knock guys out. But if he's on the way out, tonight will show it for sure. And this janiro is a cutie pie. He can make anybody look bad. There's the right. Rocky has to get that in good tonight or he's in trouble. To beat this guy, janiro has to use the ring and left-hand him to death. But that takes condition. And I know Tony, he does his road work in his spare time. He's not a worker. I don't like that pulling away from punches. Janiro, as fine a boxer as you'll ever see, but that's one thing I never could see upon a fighter. Sooner or later, the guy who pulls back will catch the big ones. Janiro has to stick him with that left and move him back. So far, Graziano looks like he's going to eat a lot of left hands tonight. He's sluggish. There's janiro hooking off a jab. He does that beautiful. The jab goes out, he pulls it back just a little, then hooks out of a book. Graziano gets over another right. Janiro was going away from that punch. When this kid is right, he's murder to try and hit solid. Only the good ones know how to roll with a punch like he can. Great combinations. Janiro's hands are so much faster than Rocky's. Look at him slip that right. And see, he's right on balance again. That takes as much body control as anybody ever was born with. Everybody must know about Graziano. He did a bit in the can, then came out to make good life for himself in boxing. That's all behind him right now. He's got a kid in front of him who's all trouble. Rocky, you're not throwing enough punches at this kid. Don't let him stay out there and get cocky. Start winging him. Open him up. You leave him alone, and he'll stick that left in your face all night. He slips that right again. Rocky, move in more on him. He's got too much room on you when you start that punch. Look at this. There's that left hand. And the thumb. Right in Rocky's face. They're both yelling now. Graziano's complaining about the thumb. Janiro says he doesn't know what he's talking about, but Rocky's left eye has red marks around it. Graziano hasn't done a thing so far. He's got to wake up or he's on his way to blowing everything tonight. Rocky, lose this one, and it'll set you way back. And that's just what you're doing. Z, what do you think of the fight so far?
I want to ask you a question. Janiro looks much lighter than Graziano.
Right, Tony's a legitimate welterweight, and Graziano really is a middleweight.
Well, he's putting up a great fight, considering the difference in weight.
Yes, he is, and there's a lot more to come, too.
You're watching the main event on ESPN Classic.
There's Graziano in black, Janiro in white. And Rocky's still got a way to go. Janiro's supposed to be a friend of Graziano's, but between his jabs and his thumbs, he's got Rocky complaining again. Graziano doesn't have any defense at all. He never moves his head to get away from Janiro's jabs. And he doesn't even try to block the hand. He just keeps that right cocked and looks to get it in. Look at Graziano now. This kid has him crazy. He's a salami, Rocky said before the fight, but now he can't touch him. Way off with that right, Rock. You've got to mix up your moves. Try backing this kid up with a jab. Set up the right. Janiro ducks, bobs, gets away from punches like a mechanical toy. Every move he's making has been practiced for years in the gym. He's hardly thinking at all now. Something happens and he moves by habit. Look at that. He just made a little right face with his feet. Bent back and Graziano missed him a mile. That was automatic, just like I was saying. There you go again. Janiro in white trunks got off to the side again, and Graziano nearly went out of the ring. Uh-oh, Tony's starting to get tired now. He's not punching at all. He's just trying to duck punches. He may not have too much left. Graziano's getting smart. He's going to that left hand. That's how you can get him, Rock. Back him up with the left, then you get all kinds of shots with the right. Don't come out of a clinch like that, Tony. He'll hit you every time. Step back with those hands up, way up. There you go again. Get those hands up. There is no fighting inside at all. That's Graziano's mistake. He's way stronger. He'd tire this kid out inside. Graziano has to come on now to save the night. He hasn't put together more than one punch at a time all night. And you don't win fights that way. You need 2 or 3 at a time. Rocky, if you keep lunging behind that right hand, you'll be out of the ring next time. Set your feet before you punch. Janiro can't do anything now, and his hands have been dropping lower every time. He's real tired. That's bad trouble when you're in with a puncher. Try to keep him off, Tony. You've only got a little way to go. Uh-oh. If he took that second right, he would have been gone. Put a couple together, Rocky. It takes more than one punch for a knockout. You can get it all back right here, Graziano. Go get him. Janiro hanging on for his life. He's getting that distance on you again, Rocky. Will you get that left foot closer to the guy? Janiro hasn't got a thing left. Get your head low and try and hold him, Tony. That's the way. Don't let go, Tony. This guy is hungry for a knockout. If Graziano would go to the body, it's all over. The job is as simple as that. But you can forget everything you ever learned when you get desperate. All you do is shoot for the head. They call it head hunting. Time's running out. Graziano in black, Janiro white. There's that good right, but nothing happens. What's the matter with Graziano? That's the way to punch, Rocky. Miss the right, come around with the left. Janiro has taken everything Graziano has thrown, and he's still on his feet. He may be tired, but he's not going to let you put him down. That's the way a good fighter does it. You're not pressing him, Rocky. Come on. This is awful close. It can go either way. Do something with the kid right now. Janiro seems to be pulling himself together. He's doing a job on Graziano's right again. Terrific hook. Don't knock Janiro to me. Look at this kid coming back. He's forgotten he's tired. He's gone this far. He doesn't want to lose. Janiro just lost his mouthpiece, but time is running out. It could have bothered him earlier. There's the end, and let's let the judges do the voting. I couldn't tell you who won it. Here's announcer Johnny Addy. He says it's a draw. Now the two of them can pat each other on the back and be friends. But Rocky must be wondering, is something the matter? He kept hitting this guy and nothing happened.
Oh no, a child left the door open. Someone forgot.
Here's every boxing fan ought to know. Big Fights Boxing Hour, Tuesday at 10, only on ESPN Classic.
See, at this fight, here's two real good friends. In fact, they did road work together in the morning in preparing for this fight. They had a hard fight. It was close. Tony Janiro was real good.
One of the great fights, I thought. I thought, you know, for a knockout artist, how wonderfully Janiro handled him. I think he took punishment, Janiro, but I think that he handled it very great. And in keeping with your point, I think the result of your thinking would be, I'm going to go out and beat up all my friends.
It was a great fight, and I know the crowd will love it.
It was a classic example between the boxer and the fighter.
And the puncher, right.
And the puncher.
Exactly.
Right?
Zero, you've gone a long route to the main event, and all the way you've had to keep punching. This pair of golden gloves is my little reminder to you. Continue to keep punching. You'll always stay there.
Oh, that's marvelous. Wonderful. My kids will love that. It's just wonderful.
The bigger they are, the nicer they are. And you can make it as easily as they did. Just remember, keep your left hand high, chin down, and keep punching.
This is ESPN Classic.